my books straight. I don't want crooked books for the library. Oh, hey! Ha! Wilma Fingerdoo here with the Fingerdoo review of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 9, Episode 8. And all I have to say is, Jorge, drink me! Ooh, what is that? It looks like a glass of pee. I don't mind telling you. Why does it look like pee? Oh, is that a show? Depth charge time, poodles. Look at this. Okay, for those of you who don't know, this is a depth charge. It's very simple. Shot of something you like, a glass of something you like, and then you mix it. What are we calling this depth charge? The Bitter Queen? Because Alexis bombed? Okay, so this is how it goes. 1, 2, 3, depth charge. Ooh, splashy. And bitter. And Queenie. So the queen said goodbye to Aja, and then all of a sudden there was Ru with this week's mini challenge. Let's just all have a moment to say to Ru, thank you for bringing back a mini challenge, Miss Ru. Yummy. Okay, so the mini challenge was that the library was open and those girls had to get their reading glasses on. Because reading is what? Fundamental! And those queens read each other for filth. Well, some of them read each other for filth. Others just were mean and nasty. The girls that I thought did really well, of course Valentina killed it, because anytime that she starts swearing at people, it makes her look more like a real person. Shea Coulee was all right, Sasha Velour was all right, but P.U. Alexis Michelle. Now, not because she read badly, which she did, but because she reacted badly to being read. Now, here's the thing. I get it. She doesn't like being called fat. No one does. Then lose some friggin' weight is all I'm saying. I'm a big girl. I know what it's like to have people judge you for your weight out of the gate. And I'm not particularly happy about being fat, but I'm also not particularly happy about being in the gym. So, the girls read each other. Alexis got a gob on her because, I'm sorry, but a couple of the hits were good. Pheromone made me laugh so hard with her whole Pillsbury wants their rolls back kind of thing. Because my attitude is, no they don't. But then Alexis made her feel bad for saying it, which I think is a bitter Brenda. And I'm just gonna have to call a big old shade on that one. Yes, I found my fan. I was so impressed with Valentina, and she won the mini challenge. And no one expected her to win anything, because I really don't think many people expect much of her. I mean, I watched Untucked last week. Trinity's not very impressed with Valentina and doesn't think she's competition at all. Well, I think that being able to read people like that put her into competition. Good for you, Valentina. You tell those girls. So, Ru told them about this week's main challenge. It was the return of the roast. You know, I thought I smelled something delicious, but they weren't going to roast RuPaul this week. No, the queens were roasting Michelle Visage. And the thing that was so exciting about it was Michelle Visage had no idea. Because Valentina had won the mini challenge, she got to pick the order of the girls performing in the RuPaul's roast. Now, we all know that Miss Alexis Michelle thought she was going to do everyone, including Valentina, a favor by offering to go first or last, because no one likes to do those two things. Well, I think that Alexis Michelle should have kept her fat mouth shut, quite frankly, because, you know, when you start telling people what you want and they give it to you and you fail, well, you fail twice. Seriously. RuPaul showed up in the workroom with Ross Matthews. It was his first time ever in the workroom. Very exciting. Now, one of the things that I love about Ross Matthews is he is funny, period. So there couldn't have been a better person in the workroom with the girls, helping them put together an act. And he had some great advice. Of course, none of them used it. Like, I thought he gave Farrah some good advice about being nice about being mean, because Farrah, I want to be mean. But yet when she was mean to Alexis Michelle, it was the funniest thing she said. So I think that Farrah likes to be mean. She doesn't want to be judged after. It's all poor sweet little thing. So Ru and Ross landed at Alexis's table, and Alexis was all, I'm Alexis Michelle, and they were all like, prove it. And they said, you know, we heard you weren't happy about being called fat, and she said, well, you know, and it became this whole story, didn't it? It was like, well, I had talked to my sisters before about my body issues, and then they went and told me I was fat. Anyway, well, you are fat. I've said it before, I say it again. As a fat person, I recognize fat people in the wild. You're one of them. Get over it. And I love that Ru called her out on it. So you can make fun of other people, but they can't make fun of you? Because seriously, I'd rather be called fat than a hooker any day of the week, or told my teeth are ugly. Seriously, because all Shea needs is money to fix those teeth. A lot of money. So then they also, so you wanted to be last, did you? And she was all like, well, I could have opened this girl, or I could have closed her down and let them eat cake. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll tell you right now, when I want to eat cake, I call Sarah Lee. I don't certainly make it up myself. I am no baker. I don't know what's going on. And that's what Alexis Michelle should have done. She should have just let someone else go last, or let Valentina put her wherever she wanted and taken it as she got it. But no, she had to stand out. She had to be smug about it. I mean, seriously, right away, when somebody's smug about what they can and can't do, I start to smell things that aren't pretty. Saying. So the girls got ready to roast Michelle Visage. And on this week's special episode of Oprah and Friends, the queens talked about the trials and tribulations of the gay community, including those with gender-blurred lines, living in Russia. Surprise, surprise, Sasha lived there twice. She's been there 2.5 years over 2 different visits. Why? Why would you go somewhere that's that horrible? Seriously. Unless you're trying to bring drag to the children, then I understand it's a charity thing, but still. And poor Peppermint telling us about her being stuck in customs and in girl clothes, and they didn't know who she was, and well, and she had to snatch her away. It was terrible. Something to remember, no matter who's running the country you're in, just be glad it's not Russia. Terrifying. Okay, so the girls went and did their roast, and the look on Michelle Visage's face was priceless. I mean, I could tell immediately she had no idea what was going on. And Shea kicked it off. There, again, Shea Coulee is such a consummate professional. She very rarely stumbles the ball. And if she does, it's only just an itsy bitsy peu piece peu. You know what? That's my French. I'm trying to get a grip. Sasha, I love Sasha's act because when she got up there and started with her edifying sense of humor, I have to tell you, I almost missed the punchline of that joke because I couldn't get my head beyond edifying, but she did really well. And then she started her one-liner jokes. Michelle Visage is so Jersey. So funny, and especially in that structured hat, I thought that was a hoot. Valentina had a rough start in hers as well, because again, it was a little broad, it was a little weird, but then she started going in just with the one-liners. And I liked how she was doing, Michelle Visage is such a cochina. So funny, good for her. And then it ground to a halt with Trinity, eh? Seriously, 2 wins, and this is how you follow up? With a big old stinking bomb like that. I mean, the best thing she had going for her were those denim leggings. I thought that was cute, but the rest of it was not. And all I can say is she is lucky that Pheromone went after her, because nobody stunk up the room worse than Pheromone. That girl was mean. If she had just sworn at them, just said a horrible word to each one as she went down the line and left it at that, it would have been funnier. But no, she just kept saying horrible, hateful things. And seriously, by the time Fair was up there, I thought that Tamar Braxton was gonna cut a bitch. I am so serious. Between Sasha calling her old and Fair literally telling her she had no talent, I bet you that Tamar was a little sad that she showed up at RuPaul's Drag Race that week, is all I'm saying. The only saving grace for Pheromone, of course, was Alexis Michelle. P.U. I am so sure that Trinity Taylor hit it on the head by calling her She-Hulk. Why the hell was she painted green? Now, I understand she knows Michelle Visage hates the color green. Well, she did nothing to change Michelle's mind. Fortune had the right point when she said, I thought you were going to be Elphaba from Wicked or something with the green. But no, just green. I think that Alexis Michelle would have been smarter to have been the color green and saying things like, hey, Michelle Visage, what's it with you and you hating me? You know how hard it is to be me? I don't need you hating me too. That would have been better than what she did. Thank God Peppermint was there. I mean, I was really worried for her because she has had some failures in the writing department, acting department, and we all remember Not On To Die. But she was hilarious. She was concise. She moved it right along. And her closing, saying she was so happy and proud to be part of Michelle's 90th birthday, because we all know children now. And rightly so, Peppermint won this week's challenge. And she really needed it because it was just her and Farrah hadn't won. But no, this week it was Farrah in the bottom, no surprise. And how the mighty have fallen. Alexis Michelle! Didn't she just win last week? I'm serious. This is what being full of yourself and smug and telling everybody what's what gets you, Michelle. Bottom 2. Every time, I'm just saying. And I have to say, there was a moment there when I thought Ru was going to send both of those girls home because I was really disappointed in Alexis Michelle's performance. Farrah did what Farrah does. Stands there in a glittery dress, turns slowly and smiles and waves. She did a great job. If that was the challenge, she would have won. But there was Alexis Michelle doing some kind of hoedown thing, maybe because she was wearing plaid. But thank God she did that weird, awkward splits thing that the light stopped her from sliding off the end of the stage for. And then she whipped out that little tiny little witch hat so that maybe she was saving grace by saying, yeah, I am Elphaba. And Farrah went home. And no one's surprised. I mean, Farrah's adorable. She wouldn't hurt a fly. But I have to tell you, I am so glad that she did go home, because if she was there for one more episode with all that whining that she's doing, I would have had tinnitus. Who do you think's the next one to go? I hope Peppermint's not on the bubble. And I hope Nina Benina Brown keeps going well, because she at least gave Michelle Visage a different silhouette this week. Who do you think's gonna go home next? Well, all you gotta do is tune into Out TV and Out TV Go next Friday to find out. And then once you're done, come on back and visit me, and you and I will compare notes. Until then, miss me. Mwah! Seriously.